Hello everyone and welcome in a new Dungeon Defender video. Today I will show you a build on how to do Warping Core Challenge Pack 2 Part 1, which is the first part of free maps, or free maps from the Sim DLC. If you complete the free maps in order, so if you start with Part 1, then Part 2, then Part 3, at the end of it you can get you will get some Zamira's mount, this cute little pet, on my monk. And what is the Zamira's mount? If you don't know what it is, it's a DPS pet. It's acting like a Crystalline Dragon from Crystalline Resurgence Part 3 or a Griffin from Livestream Hollow. And it's doing the same attack spread. It has the same attack, splash damage, attack speed. The only difference is that the Zamira's mount can spawn with lower base damage, which means that the Zamira's mount are some lower damage Sea Drag or Griffin, because the Crystalline Dragon and Griffin can spawn up to 15k base damage. But Zamira's mount is granting to your player some 10% move speed multiplier, which can help on some maps. And also the Zamira's mount is dealing generic damage, which can also be helpful on some situations. So Zamira's mount is a nice pet to have, in my opinion. Not the strongest one, but it's good in some situation. And you can get them, once you complete the free maps. But also, this map, it's worth to play with friends, if you have friends. If you don't have friends, you can use alt accounts, or it's up to you. Because here, you could play with 4 splits, but you would get the same amount of Zamira's mount at the end of the map, of the last map, I mean. But if you're playing with different persons online, like friends or different account, each person will get free Zamira's mount when they go back to their own taverns. They have to go back to their own taverns in order to receive their Zamira's mount. And also pay attention that here I'm showing you a Ruthless build, which means that I will get some Zamira on Ruthless, like if I was doing Ruthless, but if you're playing with friends or alt account, when they go back to their own tavern, make sure that their tavern difficulty is set up to Ruthless and not Nightmare when they log back on their tavern. Because if it's set up on Nightmare, even though you run the map on Ruthless, they will get some Nightmare quality Zamira's mount, which means that they have lower chance to get some plus plus. So you should pay attention to that part if you're playing with friends. And that's all I had to say about that and this pet. The free part are some part that each part gives you some specific accessories. The part 1 give bracers, the part 2 gives the mask, and part 3 gives a hat for a space. And when you wear all of them, you get a special ring accessory bonus set, cosmetic bonus set. And if you run on Ruthless, you get 2 times more accessories per split. So, for example, here, instead of getting 1 bracers per character on Ruthless, I will get 2, versus only 1 on Nightmare. And that's all I had to explain before starting. So, for this build I will show you my builders. I'm using some Rangera and some Apprentice, but that's the same stat as usual, and also Hermit. And I will also use some Summoner Guardian. You will need 1 Summoner Guardian with double Huntress, 1 with double Apprentice Guardian, and 1 with double Monk Guardian. And you will also need a tower boost. So, to start the build. Well, before starting, you could actually already take your characters. Like this. You can take tower boost, 2 Huntress Guardian, and 2 Monk Guardians. Then you can start. And you don't have to move your characters, I will explain that in a moment, but here you can build one strength drain over here and one over here. And also one strength drain here. Then you can swap to Hermit, build a Pylon, already swap back to Apprentice, and most of the build is done. Because then you only have to go back to the middle and build some Lightning Towers and DST. And if you want to play fast, you can use your Tower Boost Monk to drop some mana to your Apprentice. And you can build 4 DST, one in each directions, like this. And you can build the rest of Lightning Towers. And that's it for the build. Here you can drop some mana to your Apprentice, so you can upgrade your Pylon to max level. And you don't have anything else to say. To do, I mean. Besides swapping from your Apprentice builder to a double an Apprentice Guardian Summoner. Because as you can see, I am not using buff beams to make, so that way I have a faster build time to make, so that way my build is really easy, lazy. So you really want the Apprentice Guardian to boost your towers instead. And that's it. As I am showing you, I tried to make a lazy build, a fast build, and the way I build, it will probably give you the best combat time you can hope. I really tried to spend some time and testing to make some great builds for the free maps here, which is why I did not release a build a few weeks or days after this update drops, because I really wanted to take my time before releasing some nice build video for these maps. And here I'm showing you the build I came up with. And you don't have to upgrade, because on the first map the mobs are, well, at least with my stats, they have low HP. They die almost instantly. So yeah, you can just stand AFK here and make sure that you are boosting from time to time. Well, make sure that you don't lose your tower boost. This is what I mean. Even though you could afford using or not tower boosting, I think. Because, as I say, the mobs on these maps are really not tanky. Even the ogres are dying almost instantly when they spawn. So yeah, that was my build. I'm grabbing some radioactive coals because uh, just because I still want some big coals. Another version of this build, while slightly different, is that instead of using one pylon, you could take your EV builder and build two buff beam instead, two 4D buff beam, one buff beam on west side and one buff beam here. So that way you won't have to use a double apprentice guardian summoner, and you could take your builder apprentice out instead to get some nice 33% extra damage to your towers. And that's more or less all I had to say. I don't know if I explained it, but um, I said in the beginning of the video that, well, of the build, that you don't have to move your characters, and it's true because as you can see, I didn't move them. And the way where are they are spawning, they are boosting my towers and the two strength drain aura here. making them cover the entire map. Here you can see I will start the wave and the aura is already covering every possible spawn. So yeah, that's the fastest build I came up with for this map. It was the easiest map to make a build, to be honest. The part 2 was the hardest, the one with Almanac on the Almanac map. But I will explain that in the second video. And to be honest, that's more or less all I have to say for this map on build. I don't explain it, but for this video and the next two videos I'm playing on local, just because I have some connection issues currently, which is why I play on locals, because if I don't play on local I could not record a build. I tried to play online when I recorded my Jester Guardian build video on Ruthless, and I'm very glad I recorded it on online, because if you saw it, you also saw the crazy armor drop I got, and it would have been very sad if if I have gotten this drop on local. Uh, but yeah, here I'm playing on local, so that way I don't get some DC, some random DC, and I can record some video for YouTube. I just hope I won't get some crazy Zamira's mount drop at the end of the last video, because I would be very sad, of course. But I just hope it won't happen. One extra. I don't know the words, but it's not int, but or maybe it's int. I don't know. When you are building for this map or different map, you should really try to not make your characters tower boost or summoners stand on near your towers, like here or on top of your towers. That's always a bad idea, because uh, there are dark elves warriors or spiders that could web your heroes, because both enemies will try to target your heroes instead of your towers. And if they are webbing your heroes when they are standing on your towers, they will also web your towers, and so it will end up very bad for you. Well, it can end up bad for you, depending on the map. 54 combat time for this map with this build, as you can see. And at the end of it, you get plenty of nice accessory. Not this, of course. This was unsorted. I had some calls during the map. But you get some random loot, and well, I think there was some loot from a previous map, maybe. Or maybe not, I don't know. But you get some accessories here, some bracers. And if you're lucky, you can get some nice bracers. Anyway, that was for the first map. See you on the next video for another build.